Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today, we're going to summarize John Green's The Fault in Our Stars. It is one of the most beloved and heartbreaking young adult novels of the last decade. It tells the story of two teenagers, Hazel Grace Lancaster and Augustus Waters, who meet in a cancer support group and fall in love. On the surface, it's a romance, but at its core, it's a meditation on life, death, suffering, meaning, and the stories we leave behind. This is not a novel that hides from pain. Instead, it leans into the hard truths of illness and mortality, while also showing that love and joy can bloom even in the shadow of death. The story begins with Hazel Grace Lancaster, a 16-year-old girl living in Indianapolis. Hazel has thyroid cancer that spread to her lungs, leaving her dependent on oxygen tanks to breathe. She lives in a fragile balance, alive thanks to a drug called phalanxifer, but tethered to machines, always aware that her life could end at any time. Hazel is witty, intelligent, and sarcastic. She loves books and philosophy, but she is also weighed down by depression. She attends a support group for teens with cancer, mostly at the insistence of her mother, who worries about her isolation. Hazel herself views the group with a mix of cynicism and detachment. She knows the reality. Many of the kids in the circle will not survive. At the support group, Hazel often zones out, repeating in her head the words she's clung to. I am a grenade. One day I will explode, and I will obliterate everything in my wake. She fears not only dying, but the pain her death will cause her parents. Her favorite book is An Imperial Affliction by Peter Van Houten, a novel about a girl with cancer. What draws Hazel to this book is its honesty. Doesn't sugarcoat the pain, but it also ends mid-sentence, leaving Hazel obsessed with what happens afterward. For her, the unfinished ending mirrors the abruptness of life cut short. Then one day, in the basement of the support group, Hazel notices a boy staring at her. He is Augustus Waters, 17 years old, tall, handsome, with an easy smile. Augustus is in remission from osteosarcoma, a bone cancer that cost him his right leg. He walks with a prosthetic and a confidence that seems almost theatrical. Augustus is immediately drawn to Hazel, and unlike most people, he doesn't treat her like she's fragile. He is charming, flirtatious, and unafraid of death, but beneath his bravado lies his own fear, the fear of oblivion, of being forgotten. After the meeting, Augustus invites Hazel to his house. She meets his family, warm and cheerful, and sees how different his household is from her own. Whereas Hazel's parents live in quiet anxiety, Augustus's parents decorate their house with motivational slogans about courage and hope. At Augustus's home, they exchange favorite books. Hazel gives him An Imperial Affliction. Augustus lends her his favorite video game-inspired novel, where heroes fight with courage even in the face of death. Already a bond begins to form. Hazel and Augustus's friendship blossoms quickly. They text constantly, share inside jokes, and push each other intellectually. Hazel is cautious. She doesn't want to entangle Augustus in her life because of her self-described grenade status. But Augustus is persistent. He tells her, "You realize that trying to keep your distance from me will not lessen my affection for you." They both wrestle with mortality in different ways. Hazel has resigned herself to the inevitability of death, whereas Augustus wants to live with grandeur, to leave a mark on the world. Their philosophical debates about oblivion, meaning, and suffering form the backbone of their bond. The pivotal turning point comes when Augustus uses his wish, a one-time gift from a cancer charity. Most kids use their wish for Disney World, but Augustus decides to spend his on Hazel. Her lifelong dream is to meet Peter Van Houten, the author of An Imperial Affliction, to ask him what happens after the novel ends. Augustus arranges for them to travel to Amsterdam to meet Van Houten. Before the trip, Hazel suffers a health scare. Her lungs fill with fluid, and she is hospitalized. She nearly dies. For a moment, the trip is canceled, but after she recovers, Her doctors reluctantly agree she can travel with proper medical supervision. In Amsterdam, Augustus and Hazel's relationship deepens. They share romantic walks along canals, laugh over fancy meals provided by their sponsors, and for a while they live like any other teenagers in love. Then comes their much-anticipated meeting with Van Houten, but instead of wisdom, they find bitterness. Peter Van Houten, the man whose book meant everything to Hazel, turns out to be a drunk, cruel, and dismissive. He refuses to answer Hazel's questions, mocking her for expecting neat endings. Hazel is devastated. Her dream shatters into humiliation. Yet the trip is redeemed by the love between Hazel and Augustus. They kiss in the Anne Frank house, surrounded by tourists and the weight of history. Later, they spend the night together. Their physical intimacy is tender, not about passion, but about affirming life in the face of fragility. The happiness of Amsterdam cannot last. Augustus reveals the devastating truth. Before the trip, he learned that his cancer has returned. It has spread throughout his body, and this time it is terminal. Hazel is crushed. The boy she feared to love because of her own mortality is now the one dying. Augustus, once so confident, begins to deteriorate rapidly. His body weakens, his pain increases, and his sense of dignity crumbles. Yet Augustus faces death in his own way. He arranges a pre-funeral, where Hazel and their blind friend Isaac deliver eulogies while he is still alive. Hazel tells him that she would not trade their short time together for anything. "I cannot tell you how thankful I am for our little infinity." Augustus dies soon after, leaving Hazel shattered. The funeral is painful. Van Houten unexpectedly shows up, revealing that he was in Amsterdam because Hazel reminded him of his own daughter, who died of cancer. Hazel listens, but she cannot forgive him fully. Still, she recognizes that his bitterness came from grief. After Augustus's death, Hazel learns he left her a final gift. He had written to Van Houten, asking him to help Hazel by composing words for her. Instead of writing himself, Van Houten delivers Augustus's last letter. In it, Augustus tells Hazel that she gave him meaning. "You don't get to choose if you get hurt in this world, but you do have some say in who hurts you. I like my choices. I hope she likes hers." Hazel whispers, "I do." In a nutshell, The Fault in Our Stars is both heartbreaking and life-affirming. It portrays teenagers facing death, but instead of reducing them to tragedy, it gives them agency, humor, and love. Hazel begins the story resigned to her grenade fate, terrified of hurting others. She ends having embraced love, knowing that pain and joy are inseparable. Augustus begins craving immortality. He ends realizing that love and memory are the legacies that matter. John Green's novel endures because it captures universal truths, that life is fragile, love is risky, and suffering is unavoidable, but even within that meaning exists. Hazel's final whisper, "I do," echoes the lesson. We cannot avoid hurt, but we can choose whom we love, and those choices give life its beauty. If you enjoyed this, please like and subscribe for more literary summaries and stories.